What happens when you align with abundance? Storytime by T. Santoro. What if the wealth you seek is already here, waiting for you to simply choose it? Did you know that abundance is your birthright? Welcome to Awaken Light Energy, a place where spiritual storytelling and Bible-inspired reflections meet the power of stillness, self-love, and boundaries. Here we remember the realization that when you stand fully in your truth, life opens in ways you never imagined. Look around you, everywhere is overflowing with abundance. An abundance of leaves dancing on the trees, an abundance of snow blanketing the earth, an abundance of water flowing through oceans and rivers. Abundance is not hidden, it surrounds you. And the most beautiful part is this: you and I already hold the power to create it in our own lives, right now. Stay with this story to the end, and you will discover how your thoughts shape your reality. Not as a distant idea, but as a living truth. This story is for every heart longing for prosperity to flow freely into their life. Let's begin. We open with Tom and Harry, two souls building a life together. They own a townhome, drive nice cars, and fill their space with beautiful furniture. On the surface, they seem secure, yet beneath it all, they are burdened with debt, struggling to keep up with the bills while holding on to the appearance of having it all. They treasure the short weekends they share, but deep down they feel the ache that life was never meant to be spent working endlessly for someone else's dream. One evening at dinner, Tom glanced at his phone and saw that a well-known prosperity teacher, Mr. Solomon, was offering a workshop on attracting wealth. Before Tom could even speak, Harry had already signed them both up. Chapter 1. As you think, so you become. As Tom and Harry arrived at the workshop, they found seats near the center stage. The room carried a soft hum of anticipation. Mr. Solomon stepped to the front with the calm presence of stillness. The room quieted. "Welcome," Mr. Solomon began. "Tonight, we explore the inner mechanics of prosperity, not through hustle or strain, but through the ancient practice of alignment." Tom lifted his hand and asked with curiosity, "I thought this workshop was about prosperity?" Mr. Solomon smiled. "It is. This is about remembering who you are and allowing the outer world to reflect your inner thoughts. Think of it this way: money is only a measurement, but it is not the whole story." Tom leaned forward. "Then how does alignment factor in here?" Mr. Solomon's eyes glowed with eagerness. "Let me offer you a pause. Close your eyes. Relax your body. Steady your breathing. This is your moment. Ease into stillness. Let the chatter of the mind fade. That is right. Feel the rhythm of ease and flow, almost like a memory. Align your mind, body, and soul as one. Align your energy with this ease. Align your spirit with the vibration of prosperity. Feel this vibration pouring through you like a hot spring in Yellowstone. Bubbling, alive, unstoppable. Allow this energy to flow abundantly from within. Hold this feeling as you connect with the universal stream of freedom. You are free. Breathe in. Breathe out and open your eyes. Mr. Solomon continued, "Each of you now hold the key that unlocks peace and freedom. You hold the gift of freedom, and now you receive its value." Harry exhaled deeply, as though a knot in his chest had finally loosened. That is exactly what I needed, to allow myself a life that feels free. "Thank you, Mr. Solomon." Mr. Solomon nodded gently. "Then let us begin at the beginning. As Proverbs reminds us, as a person thinks within, so they become. It is your thoughts that shape your income, and as our story unfolds, you will see how this truth reveals itself. Chapter 2. The Prosperity Code, the biblical key to creating abundance. Mr. Solomon lifted his hand and drew the outline of a square in the air. "People live as if they are the screen," he explained. "Images flash and dance across the surface of life. But prosperity begins when you realize you are not the screen. You are the projector." He invited the room to close their eyes. Feel your breath. Allow stillness to rise. In this stillness, choose a feeling, choose a desire, and hold it while you rest in abundance. Choose wisely, for this is your gift of prosperity. If doubt lingers, remember this: you are always free to choose. You can choose debt, or you can choose prosperity. See yourself working past the 40-hour mark, or you can see yourself free. Either way, the choice is yours. Now open your eyes. Harry leaned forward. I see what you did. You showed us what freedom feels like and what doubt feels like. This deliberate thinking. It's really powerful. Mr. Solomon's eyes softened. That's it, Harry. My thoughts, my life. Today, I choose my life. This reminds me of what Bob Proctor once said. Thoughts become things. And to me, that means every thought is a seed planted in the unseen, destined to bloom in the visible world. Let that settle in, for our thoughts truly create. It is in the acceptance and the believing that your desires are already in form. The most powerful teachings of all comes from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 11, verse 24. Whatever you desire when you pray, believe that you receive them, and you shall have them. The room settled into the flow of Mr. Solomon's words. And when these truths become your daily practice, time and opportunity begin to organize around your inner choice. Tom asked, his voice carrying a trace of doubt. Are you saying that my bank account will grow just because I feel different? Mr. Solomon answered with clarity. Your bank account will grow because you become a different person in consciousness. As you practice this deliberate way of thinking, it becomes the natural way you think, the natural way you choose, and the natural way you act. The outer world must mirror your inner thoughts. That is not my law, it is God's. Chapter 3. Paradigms, Perception, and Power. Mr. Solomon drew a small circle on the whiteboard. See this circle and realize that the circle is your paradigm, a cluster of beliefs about your money, your time, and your worth. Your paradigm filters your thought process, both conscious and subconscious, without question. Your perception of these thoughts creates your reality. Once you change the paradigm, the world you walk in begins to change. It may not shift in an instant, but it will align with your thoughts. This is a spiritual law. God gave us the gift of choice, which is why I always say, choose your thoughts wisely. And know this, our thoughts are vibrations of energy, and just like emotions, money carries its own frequency. Think of it this way. If you carry anger toward someone, if you hold negative thoughts about them, remember this: the negative energy you are choosing to transmit in the name of blame is self-sabotaging thinking. Blame is a gift from Lucifer, and it is one of the most destructive forces you can ever allow in your life. Your thoughts do not project onto a person or a circumstance. Picture it like this: your thoughts carry the frequency of your belief, like messengers that travel, gathering similar thoughts and returning to you even more powerful. Negative or positive, debt or prosperity, good or evil. It is all your choice. The subconscious mind does not question why you feel a certain energy. It simply accepts it. The law of attraction mirrors your energy back to you. The story you attach to why you feel a certain way, even if you blame a person or a circumstance, holds no power. Only the energy itself does. And the same is true with your thoughts about financial freedom. Hear me, fellow souls, when I say this with conviction. Choose your thoughts wisely. Mr. Solomon looked around the gathering and asked, "Where did you get your beliefs about money? Who taught you how much you can earn? Who taught you what is realistic?" Tom spoke carefully. "I followed my family's footsteps. Both my parents worked long hours, yet money was always scarce." Mr. Solomon nodded. "Did you ever question this, or did you simply assume it was the way things are? And have you noticed that this paradigm rewards you only for being a good survivor? Today, right now, is the time to become a deliberate creator and not just a repeater of the past. Plato once said, "The beginning is the most important part of the work." Tonight, I offer you the key to prosperity, and that is to choose a new beginning. Harry spoke without hesitation. Mr. Solomon, I am a realistic man. I see what my ability is to earn money. Are you saying I made a decision to remain in debt? Mr. Solomon's eyes warmed as he replied, "A decision is a clear inner picture of your desires. Seeing circumstances and accepting them as reality is the same as watching your thoughts appear on a movie screen. Consider this: if weight loss is your goal, do you accept what you see in the mirror, or do you accept what you see in your mind as the person you desire to be?" Too many people never question what they see in their circumstances. They simply accept it as truth. The key to prosperity is to believe in yourself and in your desires, to feel them and accept them as real right now in your life. This is the law of action, and it activates the law of manifestation. Trust me on this. Mr. Solomon paused, then continued. Napoleon Hill once said, "Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. Belief is not a wish, it is a practiced stance." And Winston Churchill reminded us that success is not final, and failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. It is in the stillness of your mind that these truths become clear. Chapter 4. The Frequency of Prosperity. Mr. Solomon dimmed the light slightly. Place your feet on the ground. Relax your shoulders. Breathe. Imagine a scene that can only be true once your desire is fulfilled. With this vision alive in your thoughts, see a friend asking, "How does it feel to own your time now?" Listen as your higher self replies, "It feels natural." Feel the ease in your body as gratitude rises like a warm light. As Mr. Solomon looked over the room, he continued, "Repeat this scene in your mind until it becomes your physical reality. Now slowly open your eyes." Reverend Ike taught that prosperity is your divine right. Receive that with humility and strength. And know this: your thoughts do create. Tom sighed, his shoulders softening. My body believed it for a moment. Harry smiled. I visualized our mornings slow and steady. I felt love moving through our home as we shared our coffee, with no rush to go anywhere. In that moment, I truly felt like it was real life. Tanya raised her hand. "May I share?" "Please," Mr. Solomon said. "I practiced this last month after attending one of your workshops on meditation and prosperity. I noticed I stopped arguing with the calendar. I set boundaries, and I gave thanks for every bill, to my home that shelters me, to the electricity that keeps my lights on. And just last night, while reviewing my bills, I noticed my debt was shrinking. I was no longer chasing money. I was allowing money to flow to me." Mr. Solomon bowed his head in gratitude. That is alignment. That is deliberate thinking in action. Know this, dear souls. Even money carries a frequency, just like love. And now you are allowing the frequency of prosperity to align with your desires. Chapter 5. Money, Service, and the Law That Pays. Mr. Solomon walked to the whiteboard and wrote 3 short lines. The need for what you do. Your ability to do it. The difficulty there is in replacing you. Here we have another universal law that is always at work, even when we do not see it, Mr. Solomon continued. It is the law of compensation. Your income grows in exact relation to these 3 concepts. Most of us were taught in school about effort, not about value. But money does not come from effort alone. Money comes from service. Tom raised his hand. So if I become more valuable in my thoughts, does that mean my income must rise? Mr. Solomon nodded. Yes. When you focus on refining your thoughts, you raise the frequency of money and allow its energy to flow more freely into your life. This is one of the most powerful gifts you can give yourself, the freedom to choose. Harry leaned forward. How do we begin this flow of money without laboring 9 to 5 each day? Mr. Solomon smiled. Begin with clarity. Let this new identity guide your actions. Protect your peace. Notice your conversations. Notice what you watch online or on TV. Pay attention to whether your inner language matches the outer identity you have chosen. Someone once told me long ago, observe what a poor person is reading, observe what a wealthy person is reading, and choose wisely what you read next. As Proverbs teaches, as one thinks in their heart, so one becomes. Think like a faithful steward. Speak like a generous creator. Choose as one whose time is precious and free. Imagine you had a genie who granted every thought the moment you thought it. How carefully would you choose your thoughts then? That is the same care you are invited to take with your thoughts right now. Chapter 6. How gratitude and desire create abundance. Mr. Solomon invited the gathering into a deeper exercise. Close your eyes again. Imagine yourself with the person you love, sitting at your kitchen table on a weekday afternoon. The sun is warm and bright, and your schedule is your own. Picture your income flowing from 2 or 3 simple services that feel natural to you. Keep it light. Keep it playful. You do not need every detail. Simply enjoy the vision. Now walk inside this vision, fully alive and participating in life. See yourself teaching others the art of manifestation, and feel the joy it brings. This is a reflection of your values. Allow gratitude to fill your body with love as you whisper gently to yourself, "Thank you." Tom raised his hand. "Isn't desiring more a contradiction to gratitude?" Mr. Solomon answered warmly, "Gratitude does not cancel desire. Desire is how God moves you toward fuller expression." "You are safe to expand," Harry asked. "How do we stay consistent without slipping back into self-defeating thoughts?" Mr. Solomon replied without hesitation, "Consistency is born from identity. You are not forcing action in your thoughts. You are allowing your desires to flow into your outer world. Practice one desire in the stillness each night. Take one sincere step each day. That rhythm will carry you." Bob Proctor often said, "Decide and then discipline. Give yourself a command and follow it. It becomes joy when the command matches your true nature." Tanya whispered, "This feels just like alignment." "Alignment is power," Mr. Solomon replied. "Prosperity responds to your energy, just as water moves downstream without ever doubting its flow." Chapter 7. Living in the Prosperity Code. Mr. Solomon's voice settled into a quiet blessing. You clarify your desires, you see them as already fulfilled, and you feel them as now. This is the Prosperity Code. You act in harmony with that identity. You protect your peace, you return to stillness when you drift. What may appear as a miracle on the surface is God's divine timing, bringing the outer into agreement with the inner. Mr. Solomon paused, his words gentle yet firm. Remember, when this life is over, you will take nothing with you. Just as you arrived with nothing, so you will leave the same way. And yet, while you are here, you are invited to enjoy an abundant life. As you choose it within, you will live it without. Mr. Solomon looked across the room. You are not waiting on life. Life has been waiting on you. The Bible teaches that faith is substance. Plato reminded us that how we begin matters, because the seed planted at the start will grow into the life we live. Choose your thoughts, live in that belief, and allow the world to mirror it back to you. Tom and Harry sat with their hands joined. Their faces had softened. The frantic edge was gone. They no longer looked like people trying to escape a job. They looked like people who had found themselves. A man near the aisle asked, "How do I keep this momentum alive?" Mr. Solomon answered, "Keep it small and daily. One scene, one step, one grateful sentence before sleep. Read books that strengthen your stance. Speak life over your finances. That is how the mind stays nourished." A woman near the front asked, "What if my family does not understand and says I am wasting my time with this?" Mr. Solomon, speaking from wisdom, looked into her eyes. Hold compassion in your heart and honor your boundary. You do not need to prove yourself right. That is already your birthright. Simply embody your thoughts and desires. And over time, the harvest of your thoughts will speak for you. But hear me, this is not about showing off or proving a point. This is about choosing deliberate thinking. If you can, keep this sacred within and let your outer life quietly reflect your inner truth. Mr. Solomon closed his notebook. Now you know how to choose a future and fully live within it. You know how to nurture stillness and protect your peace. You know how to stand in your truth with kindness. I leave you with this. Go and live as if it is already done. You are what you think you are, and you can always rise higher. Enjoy your new freedom, be kind to yourself, and go forth today with love. Keep your spiritual curiosity alive. A beautiful place to grow is through stories like this, here on Awaken Light Energy. Continue with us in the next story, because sometimes it only takes a simple story to spark something real. As this story speaks to you, tap like so more souls can discover these teachings. Subscribe to this channel and join me on the journey of stillness, abundance, and divine wisdom. Before we part, ask yourself, what seed of your desires will you plant today? See you in the stillness. If this story spoke to you, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and remember to click the bell so you always hear a new story. And if you know someone who could use this message, share it with them. Because sometimes, a simple story is all it takes to spark something real.